Hey guys, it's Dorothy. Today I wanted to talk to you about steps to financial freedom. I love talking and coaching about money. It's super fun for me. And I started doing my money work in January of 2018 and have seen amazing tangible results, and it's just so much fun. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want to talk to you today about is your awareness around your money thoughts. So we all have thoughts, sentences in our brain going on, and we have money beliefs that we've built up. And a belief is just a thought that you've thought so many times that you now see it as reality or as a fact, when actually you could probably break that down and it's just a thought in your mind, and you can change it and decide to either drop that or come up with a new thought that you want to think that serves you. So becoming aware of your thoughts is super important. For example, I had a thought growing up where I've just once I got in so much student loan debt, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna forever be in debt. Like, that's just happening for me. I don't know how anyone would ever pay off this much student loan debt. And what that created for me was even more debt, because that thought in my mind was causing me to feel helpless. And when I would feel helpless, I would just buffer and spend more money, and I would never actually look at the balance and decide what's the game plan to get it paid off. I would avoid it. So that ultimately created more debt for me. When I started first doing my work in January, I started changing my thought from about debt of oh, I'm just going to be in debt all the time, to I provide tremendous value to the world. And that resulted in some pretty tangible benefits for me, and I love it. So just gaining that awareness around your thoughts about money. What are your beliefs? What are you thinking in terms of money, as well as earning, spending, your debt, if you have debt, things like that. So I created a money mindset worksheet that will walk you through that to really give you some awareness to the thoughts that are currently creating your money results for you right now. Secondly, and this is super important, is that you have to create value to create money. When you think about the iPhone, you don't go to the store and think about how much time or effort someone put in to having that created. You actually think about the end result and you say, I want this iPhone. This is what provides me value, is the end result. So in the world, instead of going to your job, putting in the time and being like, oh, I worked so many amount of hours, please pay me this, it's important that you remember you provide value and get them results, and just provide value not only in your job, but in your side hustle, your relationships, just throughout your entire life. And when you show up fully as your best self and just crush it and provide so much value that you can't even imagine in the world, that's when you will actually see everything come back to you tenfold. Because when you provide value, the more value that you're providing in the world, the more open you are to receiving. My example of this is, like I talked about earlier, is back in January, I had accumulated more debt on top of my student loan debt. And so my thought that I had been thinking was, I'm just always going to be in debt, which created a feeling of helplessness and actions of buffering by spending even more money, buying things that I didn't really need, not looking at my bank account, not looking at the things that I needed to look at to be able to adequately manage my money. And so when I changed that, I decided to change my thought to I provide tremendous value in the world, and I just went above and beyond at work, on my side hustle, in all my relationships, anything anyone ever asked me for. I tried to go over the top and over deliver in every way possible, and that resulted, just that month, I had created $18,000 and doubled my yearly income. And I guess that wasn't in January, that was in February. So after I had been doing the work for just a little bit. Super important to do this work. And I know that people often are like, you can't just change your thinking to create more money. And I will 100% rebuttal that and say that you can. And you have to change your mindset first. So many people are so worried about the how. Well, I don't know how to make an additional income. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how. And drop the I don't knows. First off, they don't serve you. And secondly, change your mindset first. You have to start changing your thoughts, because as soon as you start thinking like someone who already has the result that you have, you start feeling that way. And when you feel that way, you automatically and naturally create those actions that will give you the end result. And when you think about it, you are going to have to think thoughts you've never thought before. If you continue to think thoughts that you've thought before, you will continually get that same result. You have to think a thought and have a totally different mindset to have a totally different net worth. Take a second and just think about that. Super fun work. Love money work. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out, schedule a free money session. Love you guys.